go in Miami, and like there's some really nice architectural like art. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because of this cocaine money. So this is what I'm saying. You know what I
so
mean?
it sounds like you're kind of like a fan, I guess. It happened.
I'm a fan as much as I like seeing Mike Tyson fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's brutal what he's doing to people, but I can respect the discipline. I can respect the, you know, there's some sort of commitment, consistency there, and it's you know, like look at what happened during the Crusades. Like people walked around killing people because of religion, and the crusade basically also allowed us to migrate to other lands and exchange things. So there's good and bad to everything. You know what I mean? And Miami is a beautiful place right now because of cocaine. I mean, we can't deny that.
You can't. I know, but you're saying a thing that's right. But like, what if that hadn't happened? Are you saying that the skyline wouldn't be beautiful?
There wouldn't be there wouldn't be a cigarette racing economy, a cigarette boat racing economy. There wouldn't be, you know, like
there'd be something else.
It would
with
be,
less bodies on
old
it.
Retired people.
With less bodies on it.
True. But you have to agree, whether bad or good, that there was a great change in Miami because of cocaine influence. Creative people.
Great meaning like big.
And
drastic.
Creativity too.
Sure. I mean, cocaine, drugs facilitate, you know, a lot of art and
they've affected
great ideas.
They've affected civilizations for
ever.
Thousands,
probably since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Ever since the berry was like weird, making you ate some weird berry and it made you feel weird, and you just kept doing it because it kept making you feel weird. I guess
it's not a bad thing. It's just it's illegal, you know. And that's
arguably not a bad thing, right? Because you're killing people, families, and people, babies, putting out hits on people with babies in the front seat. Speaking of Cocaine Cowboys,
business.
That's just business.
That's what a drug dealer. That's how they look at it.
It's definitely more.
That's how a general looks at it when he walks into Afghanistan.
Also wrong, right?
Charges drones and stuff.
Also incorrect. Also
we
terrible.
Got power going, right? We're good.
Yeah, we're good to go. It wants to restart, but
we need power.
We're good to go. It actually started right back up, so that's awesome.
So where I'm going with all this is that there was a brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Willie and Gustav, basically, they were a small little faction within a sprawling faction of Colombian immigrants that were figuring out, you know, like if they had a couple boats and this other family had a couple boats, and but like I said, little planes fly in, make the drop. These cigarette boats would come up. You could fit.
So the brothers were boat enthusiasts.
Yes.
Did they have money before?
Well, no, I don't think so.
You know what we should do is run like the interview, so we know exactly. Put it in the context or whatever.
Quick. So this is this is the early '80s.
All right. I mean, that's like Orlando, like you said, right?
Looks like a little.
Before 1980s.
I mean, it's
picture question mark.
It almost looks like New York right there. That's Miami. And New York has infinite different industries and stuff. Like, this is all cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, banking, real estate, construction, all these different companies that help launder, cigarette boat companies.
Yeah. It's not, it's not awesome. It just sort of happened that way. If it wasn't that, it'd be something else.
Like what other industry? I mean,
I don't know.
Look at Detroit.
Something else.
Detroit doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
And
It
look
doesn't.
at what the car industry did to Detroit. They just get up and left. Miami's still booming.
Yeah, because they're still doing a lot of cocaine. Is that what you're saying? Because people
I don't
still.
think it's still cocaine, but it gave it a huge boost.
Yeah, it did. Because
And
the
the car
party
industry
city
really
and all that
didn't do
stuff.
anything, arguably.
Yeah, man. But I mean, I hesitate painting it in a positive light. Just because it did something positive doesn't mean we should be glorifying it. Not glorifying it, but like
I think it should be looked at differently.
it's hard to do when you kill a bunch of people, man.
All right, so
These Cocaine Cowboys captured after 26 years as a fugitive. Gustavo Falcon was nabbed last night while on a bike ride with his wife in a neighborhood near
Dang,
Disney
dog.
World.
Caught him in his
Today,
Spanx.
he appeared before a judge and will likely be moved to Miami. CBS 4's Gary Nelson is live in downtown Miami with a story you saw first on 4. Gary.
Well, this is something like a plot from a crime novel, but it is not fiction. This indicted Miami drug kingpin took it on the lam 26 years ago and has been hiding essentially in plain sight. Captured. Gustavo Falcon collared after more than a quarter century on the lam. In the 1980s,
neon, don't
his
hit me
brother
on
Willie
the road.
Falcon and Sal Magluta, the feds say, were the biggest coke importers in
Caught him on
South
his-
Florida, making
Caught him on
$2.5
his
billion.
bike.
This 1991 indictment charged them with a 75-ton cocaine enterprise.
Wow.
They used their
Cocaine
racing boat
enterprise.
business as a front for dope dealing that allowed them to live an opulent lifestyle. Willie Falcone and Magluta would eventually be convicted. It wasn't easy. Witnesses had a nasty habit of turning up
This is what
dead.
you're saying.
West Miami Police Chief Nelson Andrew, then a homicide
Well,
detective,
not just the
investigated the
witnesses.
murders.
You know, I'm not talking about just witnesses of crimes.
well, that's collateral damage.
Nah, that's a small part of it. You know what I mean? Before just killing witnesses because you're gonna get in trouble, there's also a trail of bodies behind that of other stuff.
You ever heard of Standard Oil Company in New York? You know how many people died digging up
Yeah.
oil wells and stuff, and
Right, because of trying to figure out how to get it out the earth, and same thing with like maybe coal miners and stuff like that. So you're saying like because it's an industry, cocaine industry, there's going to be like growing pains.
No, there's still wrongs in it, but look at the way Miami is, like Miami, because of
No,
it.
again, it's benefited. I'm not saying it hasn't benefited in a small way somehow, but I'm saying like just because it's benefited from something that hurt a lot of people and hurt itself, and probably right now the way things are structured because of this, I assume aren't the best. If it was built on cocaine, are you telling me like it's a fully functioning like positive city?
No, I'm just saying with everything positive, there's going to be a negative with it, but we should not glorify it, but we should have respect for it, and there should be an understanding there. And also we should, the same way we've like noticed that the war on drugs is a negative thing, that there has to be a different way of looking at it so that we can attack it differently, because maybe if it wasn't illegal, then all the murders and things wouldn't have to be justified, a casualty,